if you can change your outlook, change some of your values, and change your rules, you'll find there's a whole other set of rules out there that are more conducive for people who want to be rich. The story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is really a story of two different fathers with two different sets of values and completely different sets of advice. So I don't mean to insult anybody or, to damage your values, but really that was the difference. For example, my poor dad always said, go to school, get good grades, get a high-paying job, work hard, live below your means, save money, get out of debt, have a good retirement plan. That was my poor dad's values. My rich dad said, you probably won't get rich doing that way because very few people get rich following that plan.
But you thought saving money made you money.
If you take a look at this 40-year run on the dollar is designed economically to lose money every single year. So why would you save something that loses money every year? And what this means for somebody on retirement plans is that after you retire, the value of your dollar goes down and your cost of living keeps going up. To my rich dad, that was bad advice and made no sense. Again, it was different value. An important diagram my rich dad showed me when I was a little boy was a diagram known as a cash flow quadrant. And the quadrant is made up of the four different people who make up the world of business. So my rich dad said, in the world of business, there's E's. And E's stand for employees. An employee, he says, you can always tell who they are by their core values. And what the employee, whether the president or the janitor of the company, will always say the same words. The words are, I'm looking for a safe, secure job with benefits. That's what makes them an employee, because their core values are security. The other one of the four is the S, or the small business owner or the self-employed. And again, their core values will cause them to use the same words, which are, if you want it done right, do it by yourself. S means they're also solo. They're generally one-person act, or they operate by themselves. On the right side of the quadrant are the B's. And what Rich Dad said the B stood for was big business, or like Bill Gates. Forbes defines big business as 500 employees or more. And their words are different. They say, I'm looking for a good system, a good network, and the smartest people I know to help run my business. So they're unlike the S. They don't want to run the company by themselves. They want smart people to run their companies for them. And then the fourth of the quadrant is the I, and I stands for investor. These are people who have money work hard for them. These people are people who have people work hard for them. And these are the people that work hard for the rich here. So early on in my life, it was my poor dad who always said to me, Robert, go to school and get a high-paying job. And so my poor dad's core value was to be an employee. He wanted job security, promotions, a steady paycheck, and all this. And so it was my rich dad who said to me, he says, Robert, if you really want to be rich, learn to build businesses. It made more sense to him to work hard to build a business, something you owned, and something you could pass on for generation to generation to your kids. Whereas my poor dad said work hard, but my rich dad said, why would you work hard for something you'll never own and you can get fired from right away? Again, that was the difference in values. So my rich dad suggested I learn how to be a business owner and learn how to be an investor. And that's one of the big differences. On this side of the quadrant, these people here work for security. They work for money also. On this side over here, their key value that they want is they want freedom. They don't want to have to work at a job anymore. They don't want to have to work for the rest of their lives. So the beauty of building a business and learning how to invest is very simply that this is passive income. You work hard for a few years, but possibly for the rest of your life, income keeps flowing to you.
Of all the businesses out there, which type do you choose?
One of the reasons I consider a direct selling business a perfect business is very simply because the company will work with you to get the business skills that make you rich. Always remember that it's not money that makes you rich, it's business skills. And that's why it's a perfect business. They'll take as long as you like to get the skills to make the money. And that's a lifetime skill thing.
For millions of people every day, the rat race is a reality. Recessions, bailouts, Ponzi schemes, job loss. When times are tough, when times are most dire like they are right now, it's actually the time where the most opportunities are available too for entrepreneurs who want to act upon it.
I was working a dead-end job that I hated. I was working 50, 60 hours a week.
I was working like 10 hours a day, go straight to my second job. I'd work till like 3 o'clock in the morning. I never got any sleep. I wasn't making any money. You know, it was a grind.
You know, if there's anything good that's come out of this, global downturn in the last 2 years, it forces people to go inside. It forces them to go inside and start to rely on themselves. And I believe that everyone's got a little entrepreneurial spark.
Carbon Copy Pro teaches you how to sell anything to anyone, anywhere in the world. We want to teach you how to leverage things like the internet, things like Twitter, MySpace, Facebook. I think if people could really grasp the power of the internet, they would drop everything they're doing right now today and learn as much about it as they could. There's 1.5 billion users on the internet right now. This is a wallet that is bought.
You could buy an entire line of luggage for what you spent on that little wallet. But you know what? That's the power of a brand.
We want to teach you how to build your brand, You Inc.
Carbon Copy Pro is an incubator for entrepreneurs because it provides entrepreneurs with everything they require for success: systems, training, resources, tools, and community. To be part of other people's success and empower other people to have success is why I do what I do.
I really believe that Carbon Copy Pro is the razor's edge that separates the good from the great.
Hi there, this is Jeff Lerner, Carbon Copy Pro M3 Master Consultant and Master Marketing Award winner. Just wanted to shoot a quick video here to talk about Carbon Copy Pro and what it has meant for my life. 6 months ago, I was financially ruined. I was $253,000 in debt. I had a failed business. I was 29 years old. I found Carbon Copy Pro, plugged into the system, and it's just been a whirlwind since that time. I made $14,000 in my first 11 weeks. I've had multiple $10,000 plus weeks, and I just came off my first $20,000 weekend. So obviously the numbers are fantastic, but it goes beyond the money. I mean, that's my financial turnaround, but it's been a bigger turnaround than that in my life. I mean, what I found with Carbon Copy Pro is a community of entrepreneurs who are also my friends, who are also my coaches. It's a community of serious business professionals, no BS, who are in this business to make money, but also to do good and to see positive change in people's lives, and they mean every word of that. And I'm living proof. So thank you, 100 times over, thank you, Carbon Copy Pro, for giving me the opportunity to be the business person that I've always wanted to be. And I just can't say enough. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, Mark Cosio in Massachusetts here with my 2 kids. Prior to this industry, I didn't get to see these guys a lot. I used to work 60, 80 hours a week. I commuted to my full-time job an hour each way, and then I came home and worked a part-time job on the weekends, on holidays. So needless to say, I was hardly ever home. I never got to saw these kids, and I missed things in the beginning. Since I found this industry, life has changed for me. I've gone from working all those hours to being able to be home with my kids, spending more time with my family, and doing the things that I want to do. I've had my best month here is a little over $30,000, so needless to say, it's completely changed my life. What do you guys have to say?
Thanks, Carbon Copy Pro.
Hi, Aniko here, coming to you live in a park here from New Jersey. Carbon Copy Pro has really allowed me to live the life of my dreams. I get to visit family here in New Jersey. I currently live in New York. I went from 4 years of challenges in the network marketing and home-based business industry to plugging into the Carbon Copy Pro system and generating over $19,000 in my first 8 short weeks of marketing the system. It's been an absolute blessing. I get to enjoy afternoons in the park. I don't sit in traffic. I make my own hours. I have afternoons where I just spend time with family, go grab lunch, just simply check my BlackBerry, made a $1,000 sale while having lunch with my father. My best day so far, $10,000 from a free source of marketing that's taught here at the Carbon Copy Pro system. which means absolutely pure profit. The system has been absolutely incredible, and I'm very grateful for it. And I encourage you to take a very close look at what you have your hands on here. Read everything very closely, and this is definitely a serious business system that's not to be taken for granted. So I'm very grateful. I appreciate sharing, and I look forward to seeing you at the top.